Staying in touch with your community through local news and information is the gift that keeps giving all year long. Subscribe to the Duluth News Tribune now and get 50% off an annual subscription for you or anyone on your list. Just call 833-248-7801. That's 833-248-7801.
Hello Northlanders, it's Tuesday, December 27th. I'm Wyatt Buckner with your Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now, here's a look at today's headlines. Grain shipments through the port of Duluth-Superior are lagging. Through November, 510,547 metric tons of grain had moved through the port on ships so far this season, setting it up to be the lowest or second lowest season since 1890, according to historical tonnage figures dating back more than 150 years. Exports of grain by ship have declined for decades, down from a high of 9.2 million metric tons in 1978. Soybeans now go by rail to the West Coast, for example, and the geographic area where grains were harvested before being sent to the port for transport has shrunk, among other factors. But a unique set of circumstances have caused the 2022 decline. Daniel Rust, Associate Professor of Transportation and Logistics Management at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, said fewer ocean-going ships, or salties, coming into the port means less grain leaving the port. Both 2019 and 2020 set records for the amount of wind energy components moved through the port, and each year saw 85 total salties arrive. In 2020, 30 of those were for wind parts. But the number of salties arriving fell during the last 2 years, with 50 salties arriving in 2021 and 54 arriving through November of this year, according to port statistics. Instead, grain is largely going out by rail, Rust said. Unlike shipping's tonnage reports, the amount of grain moved by rail is not public. Justin Cowley, Senior Director of Transportation at CHS, said the war in Ukraine has disrupted demand. The country is one of the top exporters of grains like wheat, corn, and barley. Cowley said European demand for corn and beans shifted from the Black Sea to the Great Lakes, driving much more vessel demand in the Chicago and Toledo ports. If salties are discharging in Lake Michigan, Erie, or Huron, then they are less likely to continue to Duluth and Superior, the westernmost port on the Great Lakes, to fill up with grain. Still, there's reason to be hopeful for a wheat comeback next year. Fuel prices have come down and the US dollar has weakened against other currencies, both just not soon enough. This summer, the Lighthouse Center of Vital Living will move into a more central, visible location in Duluth's downtown. The Disability Support Service nonprofit will leave its West Duluth location and reopen at 309 West 1st Street in summer 2023. The Lighthouse's current location at 4505 West Superior Street was sold to a New York investment group last December, so the Lighthouse was no longer able to depend on the rental income from other building tenants. And the organization's assistive technology library was growing too large for the 8,000 square foot space to contain. The Lighthouse's new building was donated to them by Landsman Energy Service, who are founders of Lake Superior Consulting. The building used to house Lake Superior Consulting until the engineering firm moved into the U.S. Bank building. The 1908 building was recently remodeled. The main expense will be making the 3-story building handicap accessible and adapt the space for training rooms, including a wheelchair accessible kitchen. A grant from the Minnesota Department of Human Services will be a big help with that. A $350,000 Live Well at Home grant will go toward renovations at the donated building, specifically to install an elevator. The Lighthouse works with elderly adults and people with disabilities of all ages to help them learn skills, including digital literacy classes, adjustment to blindness programming, and occupational therapy. The center does on-site occupational therapy and travels to clients' homes. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to you by the Women Today's 6th Annual Rosie Awards.
Duluth area weather forecast for today, mostly cloudy with a very slight chance of light sleet or freezing rain during the day. Temperatures warming up to about the lower 20s in the afternoon. Kind of breezy at time with winds out of the south gusting up to 20 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with steady or slowly rising temperatures. Wednesday will likely peak right around 32 degrees under a cloudy sky. There will be a slight chance of some light snow or a little rain on Thursday. Kind of a sloppy day with a high temperature in the mid-30s. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist John Wheeler.
Thank you to the Rosie Awards for their support. Northland women are a driving force in our community. They are advocates, mentors, volunteers, and leaders. Nominate a special woman you think deserves to be recognized at thewomantoday.com or by email at dearrosie@thewomantoday.com. Nominations are now open and continue through January 31st. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.